Hey everyone, Jerry with Vinci Digital. Today I want to talk to you about how burnout happens when it comes to your content marketing strategy and how to avoid it. Business owners are busy and can quickly run the risk of burnout if too much is on their plate. When you're in a state of overwhelm, what's usually the first thing that suffers in your business? That's right, you guessed it, marketing. Consistency in marketing and representation of your brand to the public, and more specifically your target audience, is critical to the sustainability and growth of your business. Before we talk about how to avoid burnout, let's just quickly define what burnout is. The World Health Organization defines this phenomenon as a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Burnout leads to feeling exhausted, depressed, apathetic, and completely unmotivated. Burnout can also lead to a full breakdown both physically and mentally if you don't heed early warning signs of feeling dissatisfied with your job or career, if you're unable to wind down, if you're depleted of energy and unable to fulfill your responsibilities. So when was the last time you stopped to assess whether or not you're in danger of burnout? Are you already in a state of burnout and don't even realize it? If so, your brand might be fucked. Now that we have a better understanding of just how serious burnout is and the dangers of letting it carry on unchecked, let's talk about a few ways to avoid burnout when it comes to content creation or just being a marketer in general. First and foremost, plan ahead, but not too much. Content strategies and creating tools like a content calendar are helpful steps in defining goals, but over-planning in an attempt to avoid failure can do more harm than good. If you're someone who tends to jump into new projects without planning, spend more time in the strategy phase, even if it's difficult. If you're someone who drags your feet with planning because you're afraid of failure, then you need to just dive in and get started and learn as you go. When planning your strategy, make sure you have a clear understanding of your brand guidelines, voice, and goals. Now that we're starting to plan ahead, the next useful tip would be to check the competition. While you don't want to copy them, paying attention to what they're saying, how they're positioning themselves, and how their audience is responding could be a quick way to generate more ideas for your content calendar based on what they are or are not doing. You also don't have to stop with your competitors. Look at other brands and industries that might also appeal to your audience. All right, so just a quick reminder, we're talking about how to avoid burnout, not add more tasks and stress to your life. So tip number 3 is don't overstretch yourself. Marketers often hear advice from marketers like be everywhere and take that to mean they have to show up in as many places as possible to make the largest impact. Well, let's stop and think about that. Would your audience benefit if you were giving 10% or 5% of yourself to each platform you show up on? Or would your audience benefit more if you chose 1 or 2 platforms they hang out on the most and dedicate yourself to showing up there consistently? Taking on more than you can manage will dilute your entire marketing strategy, your presence, and your ability to show up for your audience like you need to. Once you've mastered a few platforms, it might be safe to add something else or try something new. Building an omni-channel marketing strategy is slow and steady and will take even the most proficient marketers years to build up. We've covered a lot here today, but this is really just the tip of the iceberg. In our latest article about content marketing burnout on the Vinci blog, we cover these topics, but also talk about taking breaks, setting boundaries, how to break down content for multi-channel marketing, recycling and upcycling content, marketing automation, and more. So make sure to check out the article link in the notes below this video. But look, I want to get real with you for a moment. As a small business owner and marketing agency owner for the last 2 decades, I have seen firsthand what burnout can do to a business and to your physical and mental well-being. It is real and can lead to damaging consequences for your professional and personal life. Figuring out how to create a sustainable business model and systems within your organization that promote growth without compromising the well-being of you and your staff has to be a top priority. Otherwise, you or someone close to you might just be on the precipice of burnout. If you're interested in getting help to develop a more cohesive marketing strategy that helps avoid burnout while still taking the quality and efficiency of your content creation to the next level, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment below this video. I'd be happy to dig into your brand and content, or even just your marketing strategy to see what we can do to help your organization to create a sustainable strategy that resonates with your audience for years to come. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I'll chat with you again soon.